Good evening, everybody. This is late night. Well, this is Encounters, and it really is late night. UFO contact. I'm CmdrAleon. We are late night as can be. So it's now 12:08 a.m. on the East Coast. This will be a 1 hour and 15-minute broadcast tonight. I was going to get on earlier, but too many things were going on, so we weren't able to get on earlier. So on here, late night, here on Encounters. Wherever you are in the world, welcome to the show. I'm CmdrAleon, your host. We'll be here till, this will probably be my shortest 1 hour broadcast, like 1 hour, 15 minutes on the East Coast. So tomorrow night, we will be on at normal time at 11 p.m. Tonight, it's midnight. Hey, Julie, good to see you, Matt. Welcome to the show. We have no idea what's going to happen in this 1 hour and 15 minutes, but it'll be a 1 hour and 15 minutes of great broadcasting. Hey, Bifrost, good to see you. Everybody, Lacey, good to see you. I was just scanning the TikTok world here for a few minutes, and I said, you know what? We got to get on with the show. Somehow, some way, we got to do a show here, even if it's later than I normally would go on. We're going on here because we care about everybody. And we're glad you're here. Thank you for the heart. And I'm CmdRaaleon. If you're new to the show, hey, big welcome to the show. Jay Tip, Steve O, John Cantrell, Cindy Marie, Jerome Rowland, Larry B, all the new people coming in, people that have been here before. Anchor Ann, good to see you. Brian Burf, Mark B313, Brian G, Mary. We like to acknowledge everybody if we can. Judy Jude, Guitar Glenn. I've had contact. Interesting. I think that would be interesting. So I'm going to follow you. Star Infinity will be our first guest star. This is how we do it on Encounters. Star. This is how we do it on Encounters. Oh, we're getting feedback from you.
Oh,
some
really?
feedback.
Okay. What about now?
On here? You got the headphones going. Star, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Let me bring the volume up here. We had feedback, but I think it sounded better. I just can bring the volume up. And whereabouts on the planet are you?
I'm here in the southeast section of the United States, along the Gulf
great.
Coast. Yeah.
Oh, Gulf Coast. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you caught my attention with I've had contact. Can you explain the kind of contact you've had with non-terrestrial beings or star people or extraterrestrials?
I had them. I started having them when I was young. I had out-of-body experiences, like I was going back into my body. I was 3 or 4 years old. I remember it distinctly. I also went places. They weren't dreams. I actually went places that were not Earth. And I didn't want to come back here. I distinctly remember saying, I don't want to go back there. I want to stay here. And a being came out and said, but you can't. You have to go. You have to go back there.
You have to go back.
Yeah, so I came back. And I distinctly remember that dream. I distinctly remember the being that told me I had to. This being, I distinctly remember they had very black hair with a serious widow's peak, and they were very kind. It was a mental telepathy between me and the being, and but I didn't want to come here. I wanted to stay there. And I remember the sky being green, like almost like a pastel green.
Wow, that's really interesting.
I had an experience. The last one I had. Now I may have had others since then. The last experience I actually had contact with them was in 1976. It was in January 1976. They were. I woke up. I was awake and there was a being playing with my chin. He was like playing with my chin. Could have been a he or a she, I don't know. And there were 5 others around my bed. And the minute the minute I acknowledged, and he had to do it, or she had to play with my chin for a little while. And then the minute, I looked around, they started to literally go through the wall. My husband, the next morning, said to me he had seen a spaceship come down. There was a big parking lot across from us. He saw it. He said, and then it disappeared. Probably cloaked.
Really?
Yeah, cloaked.
So, yeah.
And then
So let
came in.
me,
Yeah,
yeah, so let's put the timeline. This is in the 1970s, correct?
this was in Boston, Massachusetts in 19.
Boston.
Yeah, Boston, Mass. in 1976. Now, here's something interesting that's always puzzled me. The day I was born, two astronomers at Harvard University wrote that they had seen a fireball in the sky. And
A fireball in this.
yeah, on the day I was born in Boston, they saw a
Oh,
fireball
interesting.
in the sky.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I looked up my birthday, because you can look up your birthday.
Right.
And in 1950, that's how old I am. In 1950, the day I was born, they reported on that day that there was a fireball in the sky.
Well, for a second,
Blood.
to get back, I want to get back to the spaceship your husband saw. The spaceship landed in a parking lot or something, correct?
Well, yeah, it was an empty. It was like a church next door, and they had this huge parking lot that It was in the
Was
middle of the
this
night. Yeah,
middle of
very
the night? Of
quiet.
course. Yeah, that's what. Why wouldn't it be in
And
the middle of the
he
night?
said it was very quiet. When it came down, it didn't startle him. And he said all of a sudden it disappeared. Now, I don't know
And
if the
what?
entire family, my husband and the kids,
Yeah.
I have little kids, if they
Yeah.
had also had contact. He had no memory of having
No memory.
contact, but I
So
did. I
the
remembered.
beings that were around you in your room, I find this fascinating. The one with the thing with the chin and the other ones, what did they look like?
They looked white, like they were light, and had like a bodysuit on, like a black or a black bodysuit.
Like a spacesuit.
Yeah, they had a bodysuit. I would call it a
Mm-hmm.
bodysuit. Yeah.
Bodysuit. And
And
what did their faces look like?
I wasn't, let's say this, I wasn't afraid of them. I wasn't
Okay,
startled.
well, that's good.
It's hard to, their faces were so white that I couldn't actually see all the features. But
Mm-hmm.
the hands, I felt the hand on my face.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some three-dimensional aspect to the being. Otherwise, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have felt the
Right.
hand on
Do
my
you
face.
think do you think their faces were radiant, like translucent?
I
Just
think it could
curious.
have been, yeah, almost. They were very bright.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
I wasn't afraid. After that experience, let me explain this to you. After that experience, the next day I was sick.
You're
I was in
sick.
bed for I was in bed for 3 days, very, very sick. I had a high fever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was
Do
sick.
you think do you think they had something to do with it, or what do you think that obviously now the question is, do you think they had something to do with you getting sick just because maybe they were different and their energy field affected you? What do you think happened?
I think it could have been that, and I think it could have. I didn't think like that back then.
Mm-hmm.
In 2004 or five, I think it was in 2004 or five, maybe after that, I
Yeah.
sneezed. All of a sudden, I
Hmm.
sneezed, and out came this little round metal ball from
Mm-hmm.
from my nose, nasal cavity.
Really?
Bounced. It was a little. You know what? Till this day, I don't know what I did with that.
Right.
I said,
Do
"Where
you
did that
think
come from?"
do you think they had something to do with it, or do you think, as one of our viewers said, that they were operating in such high frequency that your body got affected and got sick?
That could have been it, because they were operating in a very high frequency. I don't know if I had left my room and they had taken me back, because when I went to bed that night, the lights were off in the room.
Mm-hmm.
When I got up, the lights were on in the room. So my husband had fallen asleep.
Mm.
So he was in the living room. Actually, he fell asleep in the living room because he was busy doing whatever he was doing, and I went to bed early that night. I remember, and
Yeah.
to wake up and the light is on. He didn't go into the bedroom. My little daughter was in the bed with me. She was a little baby. I was very worried about her more than anything. I was more worried about her having
Yeah.
an experience with them than myself having it. I was worried that. And then they disappeared. After that, let me tell you what I went and did, okay? I went to the Brookline Library and I looked up, I went to the Air Force. Don't ask me why I went to the Air Force
Yeah.
information in the library. I went
Yeah.
directly there. Found nothing. I didn't know who to tell. I didn't know how to contact anyone
Yeah.
because I wanted to know what experience I experienced. If anybody else had that day, that
Yeah.
night, that week in the city
Yeah.
of Boston. I didn't know.
That's
And
amazing. I think these beings that were in your room, I get the feeling because of their vibrational patterns, they were, in this case, your body was reacting to their frequency and it was too high up for your body to take. So therefore, your body reacted and got sick. I mean, that's what I'm getting.
well, yeah, and I'll tell you though, right after that, I felt like $1 million. I
Yeah.
got sick
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I got out of bed. I was only
You know what it
26.
was? Your body got sick because it was releasing all the garbage in your body, and that's what they did. They released it.
Yeah,
That's why you got sick, and that's why you said you felt after the sickness, you felt like amazing, right?
right. And then I got pregnant. I
That's
was told I
interesting.
was pregnant, and I didn't
That's
know how I got
interesting.
pregnant.
Hmm. They could have had something to do with it,
What, the pregnancy?
obviously.
I didn't
Well,
have the
yeah,
baby. I did not have the baby.
but they could have had something. Maybe you got pregnant on your own. It was just a coincidence. It's hard to
No,
say, but in terms of the way you were feeling afterwards, you went from being really sick to feeling
yeah.
great. So I think they released something in you that was what just holding you back, and it just came out like all this garbage came out of your body.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, I had just had a baby, what,
hmm
May 75, I had a little girl. Here
And how
we
old
are.
were you? Someone Julie's saying, how old were you? Want to
I
borrow?
was 26.
26. Okay.
I wasn't even, no, I wasn't even quite 26. I was 25. I was
25.
young. Yeah.
I got you.
And I
Wow.
wasn't,
Interesting.
yeah. And the pregnancy, the thing is, I couldn't understand how did I get pregnant? Because I wasn't
hmm
really, I was busy with kids. I wasn't really active. It
hmm
didn't occur to me that I could have been, and I just, I didn't have
Yeah.
it.
I don't, with that part of it, I don't know. I can only like
Yeah, I
guess,
don't know
so
either till this day.
I don't really know how that happened.
I often
Normally,
wonder about my children that I did give birth to, if
yeah.
um, any one of them could have been, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, because I had a set of twins out of the blue, boy and a girl.
Yeah.
So I
Was
often,
that after the space
here's
people
this,
visited you?
here's this. I think I may have had contact with them all along, my entire life. I met a being, I was 8 years old, whose body, he was white, super white. His
hmm
hair was white, his body was white, everything about him was white. He
hmm
wasn't albino, he was white.
What? Yeah, I keep getting a radiant energy from when you say white.
He had a physical male body, this being, and it was me and my friends. We were playing. I forget where we were. We were playing, and this person shows up all white.
Yeah.
He was like naked, all white. And
That's
we
interesting.
we was scared, like, what is this?
He was scared.
I don't know who this being was. He didn't look like, I mean, he looked human, but he didn't look like the humans we were used to seeing.
Was he scared of you, or what was? I mean, that's unusual that they would be scared.
Well, there was a fence between us. There was like, a metal fence, the metal fence.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
And he was illustrating how his body worked. He could have been just a
interesting.
pedophile, but he did not look like your average male. You know what I mean? The males that we were
Right.
familiar with. This male, his body was like he looked otherworldly, even though he looks
Well,
like.
then he was otherworldly. That's the thing. Your mind's trying to rationalize it. Don't try to rationalize it. Go
Well,
with
we
your
had the
instincts.
police. We had the police because one of the little girls, I was afraid to tell my parents.
Yeah.
We ran away, but one of the kids told the parents her experience. We had the police. I had the police come to my house. I couldn't explain what I had experienced with this person. It
Hmm.
was too difficult.
Yeah. Your mind. See, understand something. The human mind likes to rationalize something like
I
this,
know.
and it'll
Yeah.
try to rationalize so much so to make you question whether it was real. But just understand on the inner guts of your instinct, of your higher self, that as I hear your story, every aspect of this being was that he was not from Earth. He
Oh.
was a non terrestrial being. That's what he
He was
was.
beautiful. He was absolutely beautiful. And I'm only
Yeah.
what, 8, 9 years old, and I'm looking, wow,
Yeah.
this
You know what? And like Michelle just said, don't try to figure it out. So
no,
all the time you try to figure it out, it's your mind saying, I'm
no.
going to figure this out. There's got to be another reason. There's no other reason. You were contacted for probably a long, long time since you were a kid. You don't
Yeah,
remember all the
right.
contacts. You've been a contactee. That's what you are. Accept it, embrace it, and be joyful. That's what you are. Don't try
Well,
to logically think it out.
my blood type is also, I don't know how much RH negative is connected to, I didn't find out I was RH negative until I was
Hmm.
actually pregnant.
Hmm.
I don't know how much of that could be a connection to that.
Well, blood types can have a bit of it, but then when you look at the galactic understanding that you've had these contacts all your life,
Yeah.
you have to go into do you do any meditation?
I do, and it's kind of like automatic, and it's I get telepathic
Mm-hmm.
things that come in. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, I've been able to do certain kinds of premonitions. I remember,
Hmm.
not as much now as I used to be able to. All of a sudden, I'd have these premonitions about things, and
Mm-hmm.
they would come to
Mm-hmm.
pass. Uh,
Interesting. So what I'm saying is, if you can meditate and
yeah,
you remember every aspect of what these beings look
yeah,
like, you need to meditate and focus within Christ consciousness. And I always tell people in my classes, whatever you do, always surround yourself within Christ consciousness. The reason why you are not, yeah, she is definitely gifted, Julie. You need to do that in order to protect yourself with the gift you have. And that gift is that you can contact those space people again
yeah.
through meditation. Are you willing to do that? That's the question.
Well, when they come to me most of the time, I'll get the ringing in my ears, and I know they're tuning in. I know it, and I'll say,
There you
"Okay."
go, right there. See, they're tuning in, so that's your
Yeah, they give me
option.
the ring in my ear. I don't have
Yes.
tinnitus, and I'll say,
Hmm.
"Okay," and the information comes in. One night, I was explaining to my husband the different aspects of the dimensions, and I was just going on about the different aspects of
Hmm.
dimensions
Hmm.
and what the dimensions mean and what they are and how they represent themselves. And here I am. I'm a three-dimensional being, and I'm
Not
talking,
really. You're
discussing
not
it.
really a
And all these
three-dimensional
other
being. You're more than
dimensions.
that. You're more than that. You're more than the three-dimensional being.
And
Don't listen to the
timelines.
you know, you're a lot more than that. In your human form, you're born in a 3D world, but
Right.
your inner understanding of consciousness is way more than what you think it is.
I communicate now. In my yard, I'll be sitting out there, and we'll be expecting tornadoes, and I'll
Hmm.
say to the earth, "No, I don't want any tornadoes." I talk to the trees, and I'll say, No tornadoes. No
No
tornadoes. And
tornadoes.
no tornadoes. I mean, we've had some close calls.
Yeah,
But
no, I know
I
that.
really
You
speak
know,
to the Schumann.
no, just
Yeah.
I'm getting real strongly that the one thing I'm here to tell you, now that I know your story, you need to focus on the beings, do some meditations focused on
That'd be
their
cool.
images,
Yeah.
and they will communicate. They actually will come back physically to you
Yeah, they're
if you make
nice.
that communications.
They didn't cause me any bodily
No,
harm. They're
no,
really
you're
sweet.
connected with them.
They seemed angelic, like they seemed like angels. I know I've been visited by them before. I know. I know.
You're part of their cosmic family. Do you realize that?
Yeah. What about
Yeah,
my kids though? My
I'm getting information for you. You are part of their cosmic family. They're not communicating with me, but I get this information when I interview people. You are completely connected so strongly. You just need to reconnect with them
I
verbally.
love them.
And
I'm not
yeah,
afraid of them. I love them. I
yeah,
know they've been around me a good part of my life. I
yeah.
had easy deliveries, easy births. Nothing was painful. It was like bingo. I
Mm,
had babies.
mm,
Um, although I have three daughters now, they never had children, and I
mm-hmm,
question
mm-hmm,
that. It's like maybe there's a reason they never had children. I
mm,
think there's a reason. And I
yeah.
think it's because they're also otherworldly in some
Mm.
way.
Have you ever talked to them about this?
Um, I have with one of them, and yeah, they feel that connection sometimes.
They
Yeah,
do. See,
my
you
son
see,
does.
this is the thing. Your daughters are all connected. The thing is, it's a lineage, like what I call a lineage. Let me
Yeah,
describe a lineage. So
yeah,
you're part of a non you're basically in human form, but you're from their planetary system, wherever that is. You're
yeah.
connected with them.
I
So
get that.
your thing now is to reconnect with them and have them come back because you're part of their family. They probably took you on their spaceship and you don't even remember it.
I'm trying
Like
to
the time
think.
they were
Wait,
around your
oh,
bedroom.
wait.
Yeah.
Let me. I'm going back when I was a little girl. I have this
Yeah.
distinct memories of
Yeah.
being with. I was like floating, like I was like moving without, not being influenced by gravity. I remember this, and there
Mm-hmm.
was a being with me that had like a long ponytail. He looked oriental from the back,
Mm-hmm.
and then it showed its face to me, and I got
Mm-hmm.
scared for some
And
reason.
when it showed your face, when it showed its face to you, what did it look like?
It was scary. It looked like he showed me like their teeth and their mouth, and that's what scared me. It didn't look
Okay.
human.
But
I got
that was a
scared.
different. Was that a different being? Because it sounds like that was different from the ones that
Yeah,
were
that
like
was.
white radiant.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. So yeah. So that was probably who knows what that was, but the other stuff you dealt with the ones that looked like translucent, those were very high vibrational beings. Those
They
were
were beautiful. They were
right.
they were nice. Like, I don't know. I wasn't scared. I was more worried
Right.
about my daughter than I was anything. I wasn't afraid. And when they kind of left and went through the wall,
Mm-hmm.
I um I felt kind of sad that they left. Like, why
Yeah,
did
but
they
well, you're
leave?
connected with them. You are connected with them. I don't know what planetary world they come from. I'd have to really
I didn't
dig
want
in
them
deep
to
in my
leave.
consciousness. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't
So I
want
want you to promise me you're going to reconnect with them. You're going to meditate, focus on the good ones that you connected with, and talk to them telepathically and invite them to come back to visit you. Will you do that? They
Yeah,
will
I
come.
suppose. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Julie, you're right. They will definitely come back. One of
They
my,
I swear they do come back. I sometimes feel them,
mhm.
especially at night. Uh I know they're around. I know. I
Yeah,
just
they
sense.
are.
Yeah. They
You know,
uh yeah, they hide themselves, but they're around.
yeah, they're around. Well, they went through your wall, and
It's so
they
cute
can
though. They're
they
adorable.
go
It's like
beyond space and time too. Yeah, they're really amazing.
Okay, one of the things I get from them, and they're little cutesies, but what I
Mm-hmm.
get from them is they love the human experiences that we have. I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
They love our
Mm-hmm.
human experiences, whatever they are. They love them. I'm getting goosebumps every time when I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying that now. They
Mm-hmm.
love to see humans acting, being human, doing human
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and things that we would consider, well, we wouldn't want people to, other people to know about, but they love the things that we do
Yeah.
in
No,
this
there is some
three-dimensional frequency. Yeah,
fascination with us. You're right.
they love this three-dimensional frequency gives them some kind of um I don't know, like a joy and
Mm-hmm.
it's like they understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're interesting. I just know
Yeah.
that they're around when they want to be around
Yep.
and they want to experience whatever you're experiencing. I
Yeah.
know that.
No. Well, definitely, I appreciate you telling the story. You're fascinating. Your story. This show is being recorded. All my shows are on YouTube. I have my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News and Encounters there, and this
Okay.
show will be rebroadcasted there, so many YouTubers can watch the show that are
Oh,
not on
good.
TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't mind.
you know.
I'll come back and talk some more about
Oh,
it.
we
I
love
know
to.
it.
I'm actually following you now, so follow me. I'm following all my guests, and we liked people to follow each other. We do this show. I'm with a radio station for 20 years. I'm still doing
Oh,
radio on
wow.
NPR radio
Yeah.
called Astro Command Radio. I've done that. I'm a
Oh,
contactee
yeah.
myself from the
Okay.
1960s. So I've had positive contact, and we've had contact on here with a space person from the star system in the Sirius star system named Ghietko, and he
Yeah.
came through my TikTok,
Oh,
and it's a
wow.
whole story about that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's there. I can understand people's experiences because I've been there. I'm not one of these people doing a UFO show because it's popular now. I've been on the journey since I was a kid. You know.
Wow. You too, huh? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Things are
amazing.
happening. Things are definitely happening more than anybody can really. Some people here know it. People know things are happening to themselves because I'm reading
Yeah.
comments here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I listen to a lot of people. That have had these experiences, and it's like a connection. Like we've had similar experiences. Um,
Yeah.
we've even
Really.
met similar beings. It's like, okay, so we're connected in that regard. Um,
Oh, thank you, Michelle. It's just things are going to be happening in the coming year of 2024,
mhm.
and I'm slowly going to divulge things that I'm getting, but people need to get ready for 2024.
I've also thought
It's
about that as well. Yeah.
mm-hmm,
Um, yeah. I've had predictions
mm-hmm.
about things, and
Yeah.
here's something else I think the listeners may want to know, and they probably also have these experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I manifest things. I don't know how. I just manifest things. I think, and those things happen. It kind
You're
of,
activated. Your consciousness is activated. That's why you can manifest things. You have an activated consciousness. Not everybody does, but you can manifest things because you have an activated consciousness.
yeah. It's like, like with some of the things that are going on in the government right now, with politics and people. Um,
Yeah.
I've put my thoughts out there and I see things happening. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. And I know I'm not the only one. I know it's, what do they
You're
call it?
not.
It's
You're
a
not alone.
group thing. It's a group thing right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I know we're all kind of working together as a group because we want to
Mm-hmm.
see good things happening instead of the possibility of something bad happening, because I don't want
Yeah.
that to happen. You know, I also feel a connection, if this makes sense, to the forefathers of this country. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
strong on the democracy thing. I don't know why, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel a connection with them that I was present at that time.
No, I believe that to be true. So I want to thank you so much for sharing your story here. I got on late tonight. I usually get on at 11 on
I
my
don't want
show
to hog
here.
your show. I'm not here to hog your
No,
show.
you're good. You're not. You have so much to talk about. I'm loving your story. Um, I'm going to experiment a little bit. We have some really great people on here, and
Okay.
but I love your story. I'm following you, and I know you have a lot of things, but I really want you to connect your connection to reconnect with those light beings because
Yes.
they're waiting for you to make contact with them again. That's what I'm getting. They're waiting for you.
They were so special.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they've been in and out of my life. They've given me a lot of insights through my dreams, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things. I predicted. I saw you might think this is kind of crazy, but I
No,
saw
nothing's crazy here on encounters. So no, go ahead.
all right, I saw the space shuttle. Okay, let me explain the space shuttle, the one that blew up with the school teacher in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Few
remember
weeks
that.
before that happened, I saw the space shuttle, the plane itself that looked like a plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that was like, oh my God, that's not going to happen. Two
Yeah,
weeks later, that thing blew up.
yeah.
I saw two planes. This was in the 1980s now. There were two jet
Mm-hmm.
planes
Mm-hmm.
that I kept,
Mm.
there were, I had two different dreams. One plane was going,
Mm-hmm.
flew right by me and it was going into a building. Then another dream, another plane flew by me and was going into a building.
And
In
what year
19,
was this?
this was in the 80s now.
You had a dream about planes going into a building.
Yeah, two of them. And then
Oh
I
yeah,
was in,
that was the World Trade Center.
yeah, and then in 1990, was 98, 99, I was in New York City. And I'm on
Mm-hmm.
the boat that goes to the, Statue of Liberty. I was taking my son to see the Statue of Liberty, and I'm looking out,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking at the
Hmm.
World Trade Center, and I had this very negative feeling about it.
Hmm.
And I said, oh, like they were, I didn't have a good feeling about them. It was
Mm-hmm.
like a negative feeling about them.
Hmm.
Like, it's hard to explain. And
No,
those,
you're explaining it very clearly. I mean, that's amazing. That was in the 1980s before that ever happened. That's pretty amazing.
but to say that but to turn that into any kind of prediction would have been,
Yeah.
how would I have made a prediction? I just would have
You
had a,
couldn't have made it, but you had a vision of something that was going to happen in the future that actually did happen.
yeah. And then I saw the World Trade. I'm looking at them, and I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't interested in going there. It's like I didn't care about the World Trade Center. But you
Yeah.
could see them, when you're on that little boat there that takes you onto the Statue of Liberty, and you can see them.
Yeah.
And I just I looked at them. It's almost as if I wanted something to happen. That's a
I
little.
don't think you wanted it to happen. I think you just had a great deal of open knowledge. You were like an open book. You had a premonition, as somebody said in here, that you were able to know that was going to happen. So yeah.
Okay, and when I saw the second plane, because somebody called me and said, turn on your TV, and I turned it on and I saw the second plane go into the building, my first thought was, oh my God, there's a plane going down to Washington, D.C. Lo and behold, just right after that, the news said
Mm-hmm.
a plane hit the Pentagon, right at the
Yeah.
second.
See, you have a very open consciousness
I was
in your human
scared.
body, so you're able to see things. You're very gifted. I'm on a lot of levels. You're gifted in that way.
I
So,
was afraid of.
you're very gifted, and also because you're connected with those space people, there's something about that connection that has opened your consciousness up to a large degree as to where you're actually at this point.
Hmm, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, well, that's what's going on.
But
I read people's energies when I'm on here. One thing you learn about me when I hear a story, I get to tune in to your frequency, and I can understand a lot more things once I hear about the space people. I can
Yeah.
tell you more about them. I don't know where they're from specifically.
Yeah.
All I do know is that the ones that were around your bed, they're from a very distant planetary system. They're very highly evolved, the good ones.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the Tia Uber prophecy?
No.
It was a book written by Michel Duchamp. He was a contactee with some aliens that proclaimed they lived on a ninth planet, a spiritually highly evolved ninth planet. And they had taken Michel to their planet. And he talks about his experiences with them. And while he was there, he saw, they showed him Buddha and Jesus.
Interesting.
They
All
said,
all that stuff exists. See,
yeah, I
the truth
know.
is, even though I haven't read that book, I don't even need to read the book because there's so many
Yeah.
dimensions, so many parallel realities. I come from Mars. My original planet was Mars before I
Okay.
came here. The
All right.
beings that I'm in communicate now with Ghietko from the Star System Sirius, he said that, and it's recorded on my YouTube channel. The show here I did a few nights ago. He said, Ghietko says he saw me in my mother's womb. And what he said specifically in English was he saw me running in a field. So they've been trying to contact me before I came to Earth. And they contact, in this story, you'll go to one of my shows on YouTube, you'll see some shows are actually recorded where you can hear Ghietko communicating in his own language. And then John Connor, my friend, he's the translator. He's on here now. I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to try to bring him on. He and I are like, for some reason, they have us as transmitter receiver. And from their spaceship, I triangulated in my imaging, in my mind, I imaged the triangulation
Wow.
of the consciousness going to my friend John Connor, then
Wow.
going to me, and then triangulating back up to them in the ship. So it's like a triangle. It's an actual triangle. Yeah, I mean, I just came to understand this probably maybe a few weeks ago. It's like a triangle. It's like a beautiful triangle of energy going from his consciousness to my here and back up to them. It's that's the only way I can describe it. So I'm going to bring him up now. Supposedly he's not able to get on because of TikTok, but I think I can get him on here. So let me see if I can do this. I'm going to invite him on and see what happens. It says I can invite him. It says I can make him a guest. Let's see here.
Can I say hi to everybody in the comments
Yeah,
section?
go right ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, everybody. I see everybody. Thank you so much.
Hey, I can get him on here. My brother out there on the West Coast. John, how you doing, brother?
Hi.
Good. How about yourself, brother?
I got you on here, man. No problem.
Yeah, it's been a little bit it's been a little bit of a trip.
I can imagine. My face is starting to fade out here. I don't even know why that's happening.
Well, I just came back, so this time I'm not sick. I don't have a headache,
Oh, good.
but I have a tightness in my chest where it's hard to breathe. So, I have a message for you. Here it is. The drama strain, sphere, rising sun, electronic life, takes one molecule to make one powerful computer. Through teleportation, beam me up, Scotty. Quantum ultrasonic was sent 8 miles away from one quasar field to the next. The field that you have now opened up, you and Commander, myself and you, and everybody else that you had on your show and in your viewers at that time are now part of a field of interaction free of detection and something without looking. You find it without even looking. The last time that this happened was in Lunsbrick in Rome, and it was a company named Caltech. His name was Jeff Kimball. It was Fujitsu, which is a quantum device that IBM found and formed a quantum team for research. This quantum technology that they were trying to go after was just a little bit of static. They still have not found out that's what it was, but you and I have. So lately they have reinforced all backup jetliners to cloud the skies and hide the most valuable spots on the planet.
I see what they're doing. They're trying to prevent the communications.
Charles Bennett. So I wanted to know, I asked him, I said this, I said, so is it a chemtrail? Is it supposed to hurt the human beings that are there and myself? And he says, no. It's to create weather to manipulate the one biological. I don't even want to say the word WEAPNON.
Yeah.
But if you know, now I have a hand on my shoulder. That's crazy. So I'm supposed to stop there. But if you understand the aspect of the vortex field, bull, they sending poison. Okay, you have to understand this. When it comes down in a wave pattern, that's spreading to make a cloud. Okay, they're trying to block, and it's back then you had a radar jammer. Okay, now the radar jammer would be put up by putting up a frequency.
Right.
No. Okay. So when you guys speak of this, they're trying to prevent the awakening. Where's your proof? And I'm not trying to attack you. I'm not trying to say anything.
Right.
I just want to know
a good point.
Where are you able to stand on this and say this?
Right. That's right.
When I say something to you, I only tell you because it comes from another source of my entire research team. I act alone. I show a front on certain things, but the people that know me, that have been in my lives, they know me. Right. The thing is that I consider us all in one cart. So if we're going to all be in one cart and one ship, we need to understand what we're all looking at, so we're all on the same page.
That's absolutely true. Yep, absolutely.
And
understand also what John's saying is folks have to understand something. And it goes back to, again, the Alexa app. When in my daughter's room, the thing started playing Billie Holiday. That's when the contact started in my house. And John knows what happened. And then I was actually shocked. I didn't know what was going on. It was on here. I went in the other room and see the music playing. I said, well, how'd that happen? And then Ghietko said the other night, he started repeating the song in English. And John was there. He was there, but he has a contract with Ghietko, and he wasn't channeling. Ghietko was speaking English to his consciousness to translate. And he said, going to the moon, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Now, that's what he said. And what we're telling you, John and I are telling you, is an absolutely true story. We've made contact. They've been looking for me for years, and I thought I had understanding of that. They knew me when I was in the womb of my mother. Ghietko talked about my history as, before I was born. They don't want the contact, but they can't stop it. The power that John and I have energetically they cannot stop the communications that we're having. They can't. I know that. John knows that. We're just, we've broke a matrix that they don't like. And the space people, Ghietko and the space people from his planet have broken the matrix. We've allowed them to be able to communicate, and we're not going to stop communicating. This is really, really important. It's so important because we're going to change our planet. That's what's going to happen. Right, John?
Of course, you're going to get sunburned. let me share this. Now, when it comes to the Ghietko is that was for me to get to you for us to meet.
Yes.
So that's all in your hands. That's all in your because what I was getting this information. I was researching, and I was asking, and so I built this remote to send out messages. If you want to hear it, I can show you.
Yeah.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, why not?
But the one letter I came back with is this one, and this letter was written out in 1357. Now here is the real essence of light travel. Sir Oliver Vans, an English knight of the noble character, had been taken over the towns by Castleguard and La Roche. Along Doragon River, by all accounts, here comes the Barrow Lord, the one they call John Connor. In April, Sir Oliver lands were invaded by a beam of light that so happened to take over 2,000 Bernigans of their land. And when it came down, they thought it was the Archpriest, which is a defrocked monk known as the Archpriest. After burning a castle to the ground, you would see a blast of energy that would come out, and it would destroy the mill and the Darnagon of the surrounding moat of the castle. Mm-hmm. So if the battle was ever lost, they would, implode that, and it would make the moat around the castle almost impenetrable.
Impenetrable, maybe.
Yeah, so you would have to either go under the flames or over, which is probably impossible. But here comes John, with little known to this man. We have known him that comes around whom looks like a Merlin with a mythology that comes out and he could vanish in a flash of a light. The Chronicler Atradium, which John says that comes from Oxford, Massachusetts, through there's other accounts that he says, oh, wow, I wrote that weird, that he says Menelise, which is a travel team that he usually travels with of young assistants of Flo and commanding officers of interpret expert of hiring himself out, whoever paid for these services, please thank you. And he was the one who schooled us and how to use gunpowder and artillery. The new technology at this time was ultimately impeccable. So when we spied open and side passage, the Archpriest shot out a arc of light, and that's when they came in through the typical of a complex of intrigues pyramid of time.
Wow.
From CmdrAleon, 100 years war in France by CmdRaleon, 1996.
1996. Wow.
When I wrote that, that was earlier today.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. Ashley, she wanted you to check out the UFOs, I think.
Yeah. This is weird stuff happening here. My whole face is fading in and out of my green screen here. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't make this. I can never make this stuff up. It's like I'm here. I'm really here, but it's weird.
I'm seeing it. I can see it from here.
You can see
this word right here. Corazon. Corazon. Yeah, it's because of me. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's happening. And and the thing is, when we're together, I know right now that Ghietko's listening to our broadcast here. I'm absolutely certain they're tuned in, without a question.
Okay, this is for you, Jake. I don't know how you meant that, but this is for you. Anyone who is not shocked by quantum theory does not understand it. No one, nobody, nothing understands quantum theory.
Interesting.
Okay. So I guess this is where I did my first. Quantum theory is a download to us from the
Akashic Records.
Ay.
I know.
You're not wrong. Okay, you're not wrong in a sense. Okay, here it is. Now this is one of my journals, and then I'm gonna get that device down. He should never have been taking that shortcut. Dan Baker winced at his new Mercedes S500 sedan, bounced down in the dirt road, heading deeper and deeper into the Navajo reservation in northern Arizona. Around them, the landscape was increasingly desolate. In the distance was a red mesa. The east was a flat, like stretching out away in the west. Now, what I'm sharing with you, I live here now in Mesa, Arizona, okay? I have for a long time. They have passed the village a half an hour earlier, the dusty houses, a church, a small school huddled against a cliff. If you understand that, you know where they're going. But since then, they've seen nothing, not at all, not even a fence, not even an empty red desert. Nothing has been seen after a car for an hour. Now it has been noon. Now the sun is glaring down. Oh, might I add, 2 suns. Baker, am I correct? 40-year-old building contractor in Phoenix was beginning to feel uneasy, especially since his wife, the architect, and the artistic people who they are, they're not really practical about things like gas and water. His tank was half empty, and the car was starting to run hot. So they went over, and we looked at the map together. And this is when John says, 4 miles beyond the Corazon Canyon, turn off. I tell you again. Now, is he talking over radio, or is he saying this in person? I don't remember.
Okay.
We passed the Corazon Canyon 20 minutes ago. You missed it? Oh, fuck. How could we miss the trading post? Oh, jeez. Let's go back. It's great knowing John because he has the portals that will open up the Navajo rungs in Sedona. They all sell these kinds of rugs, if you know what I mean, into the night, flying rugs, the flying carpet. Sedona. She sniffed, and it was not authentic. She goes, no, this does not smell like the rug of the rugs. The weaving, whatever. It's not the one that they weave together to pass time. It's like, what?
Yeah, really. It's kind of, I think some people are trying to figure that out.
Yeah. Let me get this
Yeah.
thing here.
And that's one of the people that are watching Encounters. Will be on here till probably 1:30 East Coast because I started late tonight. I didn't get on at 11 as I usually do. So, but it's just really weird. So I am here, folks. Even though I don't look like I'm here, I'm actually here. It's just yeah. And this has been happening for the last few nights on and off. This has been happening with my screen. I'm not really sure what's happening, but I am here, just so you know. Yeah, when John and I operate on here together on my show, it's beautiful, and the energy frequencies have shifted. So we're amped up in a very high frequency. We are anyway, but we're really amped up right now. Please show your support for what I'm doing here and what John and I are doing. Please also become a subscriber to my TikTok. I have 40 of 100 subscribers. Your gifts are also a beautiful thing. I don't promote that enough, so I'd like to see more gifting. If you have TikTok coins, please show your support for the beautiful things that we are bringing forth here.
Okay, let's see here. Oculus, where's my scanner? Tell me where it's at. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a smart one today, huh? You're not my babysitter. I didn't ask you for my babysitter. I just asked you if you could locate an item for me. Oh, no. Okay. You're not my slave either. Okay.
You're not a slave either. Yeah.
Oh, wow, you're awesome. I appreciate that. You know, people are live on there. They're listening to you. You're being rude. Bah humbug. Oh, geez. All right. All right.
And this is Encounters, folks, the late night spiritual UFO talk show.
I need that.
And I am here, so if you don't see my face and only my voice, I am here. I'm not in well, if I say I'm not in another planet or another dimension, I might be somewhere else right now too, as well as being here. But I am here.
I need a 9-volt battery. I took that 9-volt battery out, and I don't know what I did with it.
UFO God. Yeah. Hey, John, do you want to have Ghietko Friday night? Do you want to do a Friday night Ghietko communications?
Hey, I'm willing to do whatever. I just don't want to go to sleep again like that. It's weird.
I don't want you to go to sleep too. I was wondering, why I've got you on here. This is what I was thinking.
This is why I built this thing right here. Let me change my camera out here. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, John, you want to turn your camera on, or
I'm trying to do it right now.
Oh, you're trying to do that? I'll put you on the big screen, man. Let me do this here. Hold on a minute. I'm putting him on the big screen.
Yeah.
And yeah, there we go. Now we got John on the big screen here on Encounters.
So I'm missing a battery though, but this is it reaches up to I think it's 2.4 to 5.0. But I don't know where my battery went for that. Oh, here's the new cameras.
Okay. Oh, wow.
For this one.
Very cool.
Right. Here's the other one. I just need to find my my 9-volt battery.
You know, I'm wondering if
I really don't use them that much anymore.
You know, John, I was thinking since when Ghietko used music on the app, I won't mention it or else it'll go on, but he went through the app in the other room that less than a month ago. I would suspect they can voice communicate through that app. Do you think so?
What app was it?
The Alexa, without saying it in words.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm pretty sure that if we got a certain frequency on that radio, you could probably do it from the radio too.
Yeah, I've been thinking, I don't want you to be asleep when he's communicating. I want you to be able to hear it too. So I feel kind of weird that you're not able to be there. But I know he's using your consciousness to translate in English.
Right. Because I mean, I try to hear the voice. I mean, I hear it. It sounds like I'm a like an Irish dude. It seems like. I don't know how to, Irish. I don't know how to do.
Irish, yeah. And Ghietko is there. I'd like to understand their language because we don't speak their language. So I don't, so they have to translate into English. And so I know you have a contract with them to do that. And I want people to know when this happens, it's not channeling. Channeling is where people think they're channeling something. I've seen too much of it on Facebook. This is a direct using of consciousness to translate their voice into the English language. And John speaks English, So therefore, they can translate their foreign language of their planetary system into English. So that's what happens. And yeah, I think we should do it Friday night. I'll set up another video if you're up to it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm totally down. I'm always open for everything.
Okay.
See this here?
Well, then I'll do it. Okay. Ah, that's the triangle right there. Yep. Yeah, that's
So
the triangle.
when I came across that, let's see here. We should try with the radio? Absolutely, you got it. I'm trying to find my old. Yeah, see, this is how it came about right here.
Oh, look at that. Can you explain what the center of that looks like? A diamond of the triangles. That's the thing I've been getting, triangles.
Yeah, I was trying to understand what this was, but when I combined them together, it was called the limit of the corona, and it was a symbol of the sun, which is the chromosphere. And when I put them together, it would make a spinning triangle, like a little upside down triangle.
Yeah.
And it made a burst of light that almost melted down this whole entire room. But but it was plasmic, so that was the good thing. But at the same time, it still damaged equipment.
Yeah,
it was acting like that, and it was just going in the middle of the room, like wow, wow, wow. It was pulsating for such a long.
Oh my gosh, man!
And what was going to happen after that? But see, here you go. This right here.
Yeah.
This is this is part of like the Bible part, but I was just trying to find out who Enoch was, which I already know who that is now. Yeah. But Elon, the most high, it's the most high. So it's talking about how you're a high frequency beam that can go up into the stratosphere and you can bring down light codes.
You're saying I'm a high frequency being that can bring down light codes, correct?
Right, like in your own interpretation. Like for me, I didn't even show you guys this yet. I don't think I showed you guys the new light codes. Let me go get that sun jar.
Interesting.
But I gotta find a 9-volt battery too.
No. Take your time, man. So officially, I want to say this tonight. We're going to be communicating Friday night at 11 o'clock. We'll be going live with we're going to facilitate communications with Ghietko. And for people that have never heard this before, you're going to be blown away. Ghietko will come through. We'll let you hear Ghietko in his own language first, which will sound kind of not English. It'll sound kind of weird. And then you'll hear Ghietko speaking and using the consciousness of John to translate his language into English. So it's not channeling. This will be an actual communication. We've got the relationship connection with the people from that planetary system. It's real. Everything we are documenting on here. And I want people to know, like I said, they know everything about me. They know my whole history before I came to Earth. They know my whole beingness, and everything is happening right now for a reason. That's the reason why I'm on using Earth-based media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so all these things are happening. So I'll be making that video before the end of the week. I'll probably make it tomorrow at some point, or tomorrow night or tomorrow morning. And this will be, of course, on TikTok. So everything is going to be documented. You're going to be blown away. We are not probably the first, but we are really the first in what we're doing. All these people keep talking about disclosure and contact and contact and contact.
Right.
What John and I are doing is what happened with me is because they contacted me through the app, the ALEXA app with the Billie Holiday song, they confirmed with me the other night that's how they got my attention through the music. And then things changed. And that was, I'm sure there are people in the government who have TikTok that are listening to when we communicate, but we don't care because we facilitated communications with people from another planet, and we've done it through here. And John and I are really here to. We're really here to. The word I want to say is to wake people up to know that we've got the contact. It's real. And there's not one government on the planet that can stop it. They can't stop them from contacting us. We're talking about very spiritual advanced beings from the Sirius Star System, and they are very advanced light beings, men and women. Their form is like a bluish yellow, maybe in the pictures that I've seen, they're rendition of what they could look like, and they're very much very beautiful energy, very much very lighthearted, but they can be serious depending on the situation too. I'm going to turn it back over to John.
Oh, wow. I seriously want to be present for that one.
Yeah, that'll be Friday night at 11. I'm officially announcing it here tonight on the show.
Write that down. Friday night at 11. Yeah, I do want to be present. I want to hear that.
Well, hold this again. Hold on. Hello. Can you guys hear me? Okay, you guys can. Okay,
Yeah,
so here is what it sounds like before I shift or phase, if you want to call it. This is the exact sound that happens. Ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to Quantum.
That's one. That's one. That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Quant 1928.
And what you folks are hearing is frequency sound from space. It's a space frequency.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Oops. Yeah, so yeah, things could start happening at any moment.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Welcome to.
Here we go. Now you see how it changes there? That's now it's building a field.
It's almost like a voice coming through.
Yeah, that's 112,000 frequency megahertz.
112,000 frequency hertz.
Now it's coming back down. You see how my phone's vibrating?
Yeah, it is.
That was
It is
crazy. Well, here you go. Here you go. Now this is coming back. It's trying to track me. And then when it picks me up,
Yeah.
because you have a bracelet on, it has a certain frequency of magnetic activity that it will locate you, and then you can be pulled back in.
Yeah.
There he goes. Now got me. Now I'm coming back. I'm coming back now.
Yeah.
Oh, it must have lost. Yeah, it must have lost me. Here I come. There it goes.
And see, folks, it's like almost like a. Well, it's not almost. It's a sound. It's a sound of musical frequencies, very high frequencies.
Comrade, you know what I picked up? It's like radio waves are interfering a little bit.
Right.
I get radio waves involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Bouncing off of radio waves.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we hear the music.
Yeah.
Also the magnetic, there's a magnetic resonation going on.
Right. So what John's showing you is that we've broken through the limitations of frequencies.
Right.
We're showing you here on the show, and John is adapt to showing you this, is that not only have we broken limitation of frequencies, but the frequencies that he's tuning into are universal. They're from space. So we are hearing frequencies, and the frequencies can change and ebb and flow as they change. And he's showing you how these different frequencies accelerate into affecting our consciousness. I would say everyone listening to what he's just doing here is being affected by the sound. I would gather to say that everybody is, unless you're totally closed out to what's happening, you're being affected by it.
Right.
Yeah, we're probably right.
You know.
Here we go. So, right. We'll put it in. Okay, now we're set it up right.
Oh, good one.
It's on. That's off. On. Okay, we'll start at the very lowest frequency right now. It's what Terminator's made. Yes. He went down to really light, highly
wow.
Very high. Oh, I guess you should very high then. Okay, now watch. Here we go. Nothing, right?
As you can hear the frequencies right there, like a Morse code almost.
Comrade, satellites too have an effect on some of these frequencies. Satellites, and also the Schumann frequency. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which is we're connected to that Schumann frequency. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, folks, it's getting almost to 1:30, and I wish it was earlier.
So, Comrade, this is at 11 p.m. on Friday?
Yeah, it's actually CmdrAleon. It's 11 p.m. Friday night.
Okay, CmdRAleon. I'm sorry. All right.
No, that's okay. You didn't know, but we're glad you're here.
I'm going to tune in at on Friday. I want to.
And the other thing is, and we've talked about this publicly, John and I. He's going to come through I call it a portal, a Stargate, there, for a lack of a better term. Pretty soon as he's got it ready, we're going to have him live coming through to where I am in my town, and he's going to go through a Stargate. I call it a Stargate.
Okay.
And nobody on the planet has done that. So we are taking our time with this to make sure it's done correctly. And you'll be able to see him come through a Stargate from Arizona to my town here where I am, and then be able to go back to his town where he lives in Arizona through the Stargate.
Oh, okay. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I just want to ask a question because I've been alone with this one. I have noticed a shift change on the Earth. Like just by looking at objects, I have seen a shift in the Earth's position somewhat. Like, I'm not sure we've shifted to another timeline, but we've shifted because I was looking out from where I live here. I have a yard and I see trees way out there. And this tree kept coming up and coming up and coming up. And I said, wait a minute, a tree can't be growing that fast. And some of the other trees in the background also were growing and coming up. And I noticed another tree that was closer to me became even closer to me. I said, this can't be unless there has been a shift, some kind of a shift. I'm not sure it's a timeline shift or just a shift. You know what I mean? Just some kind of energetic shift.
Well, there's a lot of shifting going on in terms of the planet right now.
And the birds in my yard, they've disappeared. I haven't seen the birds. They're gone.
Well, just you think things are crazy now. Good, John.
No, the birds won't be there because the frequency disturbance. They don't like it. There's no birds where I'm at either.
Yeah.
So when you see the birds are gone, now listen. When the birds are gone, beware. Right. Just beware.
Because something
that means there's something in the air. Go ahead.
Right. Now, the only birds that have been around have been crows. They've been the only ones.
Huh.
Yeah, crows. I've seen crows.
No, you're right. Because they're harmonic. They're harmonic birds. They can speak like us. They can manipulate their vocal cords just like us.
Yes.
Let me see. We'll go to Dream Board here. Let's see what I can pull up here. Okay. Let's see. Dreaming code.
Did you just say meow, John?
Okay, here it is.
Yeah, I heard a meow.
I thought you have a cat. You have a cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
No, I don't.
I have a cat.
There's always, I tell everybody. Okay, here we go. 2024, after IBM's OS 360 disaster of the problematic large-scale software projects of the NATO partners of the global warfare had extended its competition in outer space. But the outer space they're going to was not the outer space they were going to. It was an entrance of the Bermuda Triangle at the best minds of Garmisch of the German secluded ski resort. The subjects have now been reliable, and the topic that we're going to go over today, catchphrase, we'll just call it software engineering. The corporations that have started up these projects get software, I know, but in 2003, the programs that were in Texas have received these infrastructure frequency broadbands that would come through the board of the professional engineers bureaucratic action board, which is a board that lights up and it will pull in messages from each and every building code is in area that they have into 1958 when
Wow. Hey, John,
the
your
British
audio's
and
breaking. Now you sound better. Let me bring my volume up here.
the point of this is that if people have understood that the things that they put in your teeth are the ones that mess with your frequency all around. Take that as whatever it is.
Yeah.
And
I think
Can you
that's
hear this, right?
interesting. There's something coming through the system. I feel there's something coming through,
Is it-
like someone's trying to talk.
okay. Software.
Uh-oh. Yeah. I think Ghietko's trying to speak.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Let me hold on a second. I'm going to put you on Star. I'm going to put your mic on mute for a minute. I have a feeling that he wants to speak.
Something's trying to come through.
No.
Whoa, hold on.
Wow.
Hold on. Go talk there.
Everyone just be quiet and listen. And let me just say, we haven't planned this out. We didn't plan this for tonight. I just felt really something happening here.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to listen.
Oh, no. You got to get in to me. This thing's not working right now. What the heck? What the heck is going on?
Are you feeling that energy, John? Are you feeling the energy too? Yeah, he's here. He's here.
Okay, now see, I moved the phone closer. It cancels out my thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel this energy really amped up here right now. I know Ghietko will respond to me. Hello, Ghietko. This is CmdrAleon. It's 1:32 in the morning on planet Earth where I am. Ghietko. Ghietko, if you're there, please respond. If you're there, please respond, Ghietko. Ghietko, people are listening. I'm CmdrAleon here. I'm still on here live. I was going to go to sleep. I am going to eventually go to sleep soon. But if you wish to speak, you're welcome to join us.
It out now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now we're good.
Ghietko, this is CmdrAleon. Can you hear me, Ghietko? This is CmdrAleon. You what?
Okay, here, there you go.
Okay.
That's not me. That's
hey,
not
Ghietko,
me.
I know that's not you.
Look at-
Ghietko, please speak.
Yeah, I'll
Wow.
put this right here.
Ghietko. Ghietko.
Look at that. The
Yeah,
controller's
right
right
there.
there.
That's where he is. Ghietko, can you hear me? Ghietko.
My hand, I've got my hand right here.
Yep. Ghietko, I know your voice is there. I can hear it coming through a little bit. Can you speak more clearly? There he is. Ghietko. Ghietko, good evening. Adjust your frequency coordinates. Ghietko. CmdrAleon speaking. Ghietko, we hear you. I know you're trying to speak. Ghietko, can you hear me out there in space? Can you hear me? Ghietko.
Well, this thing just stopped working.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ghietko, if you wish to formulate your communications, please do.
What the fuck, dude? Leave my
Yeah,
shit
it's
alone.
really getting. Yeah, Ghietko is. His ship is not too far. There he is. Hey, Ghietko. Can you bring your voice louder? Amplify it, Ghietko. Can you make yourself more louder so people in the room can hear you? So people watching this isn't planned. We didn't plan this. We didn't plan any of this.
It's like mimicking my shit back to me.
Yeah.
That machine I have
Ghietko.
is right here.
Yeah. Ghietko, where is your ship located? What's your ship? Where is your ship located? Ghietko, if you can tune into my voice, where's your ship located? Where's your ship located, Ghietko? What John's doing is tuning into the frequency where Ghietko is able to communicate with us. He's mimicking? Hello?
Yeah, I'm gonna put the battery back in.
Yeah. Tell me when you think I should speak, if we're on the right frequency. Ghietko, can you hear me? Ghietko. He could be above me. You're right, Julie. Ghietko, can you hear me? This is CmdrAleon. Can you hear me?
Let me see if I can move it up higher.
Ghietko, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Right there.
I think that's him. Ghietko, can you hear me? Ghietko, can you hear me on that frequency where you are right now? Can you hear me? Please speak. We have a lot of people here right now at the moment. Can you hear me, Ghietko? This is CmdrAleon. CmdrAleon, can you hear me?
Oh,
There he is.
Right there. Listen.
Right there. Okay, Ghietko, we hear you. Can you speak? I know it's not easy coming through frequency. Ghietko is from the Star System Sirius, for people that are just tuning in.
You know how you put your hands together, like you make a ball of energy with your hands? Try to do that. Everybody try to do that.
Everybody put your hands together like a ball right now. Everybody.
There's like an invisible ball between your hands.
Ghietko, welcome. Welcome, Ghietko. He just spoke a moment ago. He's trying to speak, I think.
I felt something, but there we go.
Hello, Ghietko. This is your friend, CmdrAleon.
Let me put my ass to sleep, bro.
Yeah.
Put your ass to sleep. Don't you put me to sleep, motherfucker.
I don't want to put you to sleep because I have to go to sleep too. It's almost 2 a.m.
Shit, I'm about to get to work.
Understand what Ghietko is, there is no time. So they don't, everyone put their hands together and hold them together like a ball. Ghietko, where is your ship located right now?
I just had it was like a warm sensation on the top of my head. I would say it's North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Oh hell no! I ain't getting tired. Oh hell no! I'm getting out of this.
If you end up falling asleep, John, he'll start talking. Then I won't be able to go to bed. Ghietko, will you join us Friday night for a special broadcast Friday night, Ghietko? We're going to have a special broadcast Friday night on planet Earth. I know you're trying to speak. Ghietko, what are you doing Friday night on your spaceship? Are you free Friday night, Ghietko?
How we doing in here? Good.
We're doing good. I think he's trying to speak. I think we lost communications. For people coming in here right now, this was not planned at all. Like I said, Ghietko made contact with me less than a month ago through a musical app I have here. And it started with a Billie Holiday song. And then that's when we facilitated contact. So what you're hearing here is going to be recorded. Friday night, we're going to have a live broadcast. And John and I are going to facilitate communications and have Ghietko come through to speak on his ship with people here on TikTok. So this is not being done on YouTube. This is not being done on Facebook. It's not being on national TV. We facilitated direct contact with the people from a star system, Sirius, from a planet in that star system. Ghietko, if you have anything you would like to say to the people on here, please do. I think this is clear frequency. Ghietko, CmdrAleon, come in, Ghietko. This is, when I say Ghietko, come in, I'm being very direct. So if I'm being repetitious, there's a reason. Ghietko, can you hear me? Ghietko, can you hear me? Our voices are vibrational frequencies and they travel into space. So my voice is like a frequency into space, and his voice can break frequency to communicate. Ghietko, are you there? He was right there. Whatever you were doing, he was right there. Ghietko, can you? I think you said yes. Yes, I can hear you, Ghietko. Okay. It's getting late here. I know, John, you're getting tired. Ghietko, how about if we talk to each other on live here Friday night at 11 p.m. East? What am I saying? 11 p.m. for a person on a spaceship. He's on a spaceship, and tell him, come on in at 11 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, right.
Ghietko, do you have like a special message before we go to sleep tonight until Friday night? Anybody translating what he just said? Because I can hear him, but I can't understand what he's just said.
You guys got going on in here. Oh, the thing fell over. Shit, sorry.
That's all right.
See, it definitely has to do with you, because every time I put the phone back with you on it,
Mm-hmm. Am I affecting something?
yeah, it's you. It's all you.
I'm affecting communications, I think. You know what, John? You're right. I'm affecting communications.
I'm back.
This is the thing. John is the transmitter, and I'm the receiver. Yeah, I'm still figuring a lot of this out, even over a month later. We're all learning here. This is, Ghietko and the civilization he represents. They're all on their ship listening to this too. They're listening to what's going on. So just to let people know, we've established communications with Ghietko about less than a month ago. It happened here with static. It was static. And after static started, I started hearing a being talking in a language I didn't understand. It almost sounded, initially it sounded like not a computer, but like kind of, but it wasn't. It was actually a translator from their ship. And I started to understand more and more as the weeks went by and the days went by, that we have made first contact with another planetary system. And yeah. So I think, John, you should get some rest, and I should get some rest a little bit. It's getting late, and I should go to sleep.
I can bounce out. I just wanted to tell you guys I appreciate you guys. I won't be going to sleep. I slept most of the day. That's why I got all these messages for you.
You'll be up.
I appreciate you guys for sure, and thank you for being respectful. And if you guys ever need anything, just let me know. Just hit me up. Some of you got my number. Just hit me up. Doesn't matter what time.
And when do you think we want to eventually get to the live broadcast of you coming through here to my beautiful little New England town? And like I said, I'm going to buy you breakfast when you come through there too.
Well, I'm on the verge of. I'm trying to make sure that when I come through, that it's able to be seen.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we're taking our time. When that time is ready, hopefully we don't have a snowstorm in New England. We'll definitely tell me when we'll facilitate on the phone about this, but when it's ready, we'll let everybody know, and we'll put a video up here promoting the day we're doing it.
Okay, you got it. All right. And I'll connect with you all the way.
You got my connection.
Yes, sir.
Hey, John, man, you and your family have
your life.
You have a good night, and everybody, I love you. I love everybody here. Star, thanks for being here. I'm going to let you go, and thanks for sharing your story. I want to, and I'm actually weirdly, like, my face has disappeared. I'd like to get some gifts here, even though you can't see me completely, like I'm in another dimension right now. Any gifting would be certainly almost at 2 in the morning. Please, any gifting for what I'm doing here with John. I would hope people would help us in the dedication we have on the mission here. Being that I came from Mars and came to Earth, and now with Ghietko explaining a lot about my own life from their perception. They've known about me for years, and like John says, it's all on my end. They've made the communication contact with me through Billie Holiday's song. And yeah, I'm still learning. Thank you for the hat. I'm still learning. This is all new to me. I mean, it really is new to me, and I'm still like, in some cases, in awe of what's happening here. You know, nothing we do is planned. Nothing I do, well, it depends what it is, but nothing I do on this level is actually planned all the time. You know, you can't plan this. You know, it just is not something I planned. You know, I feel humble constantly now. I'm so humbled by the contact that I'm just very humbled by it. You know, I'm just like, there's so many things we're going to be ending up doing in 2024. So many things that are going to be happening. And I know that we will have a day when Ghietko will come down with a smaller ship, and I'll be able to go on their ship and maybe travel to their planetary system. So that is my feeling. One day we'll definitely get your story. We'll get other people's stories, and hopefully the next time I'm on, my face will appear. Because right now you're seeing me, not seeing me at all. Here I am. What happens if I take the green screen off? Let me do that before I go to sleep. Oh, I'm still kind of dark, you know? That's kind of weird. All right, folks, we're going to sign out of here. I want to thank you all for being here. And I hope you all have a good night. Everybody, take care.